Okay, today is October 10th, 2016. We're looking at the Northwest Atlantic water vapor loop. We can see the remnants of Hurricane Nicole are still, this is a tropical storm, Nicole, right here, which is moving slightly to the north. But I wanted to point out a straight edge on this storm. This is being manipulated. We have a transmitter, a phased array transmitter, which is preventing any westbound movement of that storm. And notice the straight edge on that the entire side of that storm there is blockaded by a phased array transmitter generating heat and high pressure, and that is preventing this storm from moving anywhere near back over towards the east coast. Now, the thing I want to point out is, why was this technique not used to stop Hurricane Matthew right up here? Hurricane Matthew plowed into Haiti, killing 1,000 people and mowing down villages and wiping out people's lives right through here. This Haiti is right where the pen is. And then this storm moved up and went right up Florida, through Georgia, and through the Carolinas, creating all kinds of flooding. But we didn't see any of this kind of manipulation on that storm. Look at this. Look at the flat spot right here on this, on the core of this storm, right there, for about 4 frames. And look at this, this wall right here is several hundred miles long, probably about 1,000 miles long at least. That runs basically from the tip of Florida all the way up to somewhere right around Virginia, even further than that. So we're seeing a very good example of weather manipulation here when it suits these sociopaths. They've got something, they're showing us that this is not going to move towards Florida, but yet they allowed Matthew to run roughshod all over the Caribbean. They weren't able to stop it because they didn't want to. So I wanted to point this out. Let's look at the hurricane map right now. This is the East Pacific. We have 2 disturbances, one with a 30% chance. Let's go take a look at the Atlantic real quick. Here's Nicole with 60-mile-per-hour winds. The storm is moving north at 6 miles per hour with a core pressure of 992 millibar. And the track for the next few days is to the northeast. But the main evidence is right here. That is a very straight edge. And why they didn't do this to Hurricane Matthew and prevent any damage to not only Haiti but all the states through here? They didn't bother. All right. Here's the Northwest Atlantic infrared loop. See a system moving through the Midwest. All right, let's take a look at the West Coast now. We have a disturbance out here with a 30% chance of hurricane formation right here. We have a storm and a gale back to back. There's 2 lows. There's one there and one here. Both of them have a transmitter. We have a right angle forming right here. We've got a transmitter generating heat all through this area, which is going to prevent this frontal system. Both of these are being separated by that thin line of high pressure. You can see that. That is a transmitter generated feature right there. Also, we have a transmitter right here, which is preventing these systems from moving into the United States, at least for the time being. We've got jet stream flow moving right through Southern California. We can take a look at that right now. We had very heavy chemtrail spraying all day again today in Southern California. We see the jet stream moving right through the area. Let's go back to the water vapor map. And we can see that that moisture field is moving right through not only California, but Oregon. All right, now let's note that Oregon's getting moisture as well. Let's take a look at the infrared loop. And let's go to these maps. These are better. Get a closer view of what's happening. We can see all that moisture moving through Oregon and California. And we can see all the chemtrails down here going through California and Arizona. Okay, now let's look next at the IR map for the western U.S. We can see all that. and these two frontal systems back to back. Okay, now next is the IntelliCast Doppler radar map. Now this really tells us what's going on, because we saw all that moisture moving through California, moving to the east and through Oregon. Now look who's getting the rain and look who isn't. We have some patches of rain offshore, but these will not get anywhere near Point Conception or Los Angeles, because we've got transmitters on all these Channel Islands. These flat panel, golf ball type phased array radar phased array transmitters, which are beaming microwave into the atmosphere, and that is going to break up anything that comes in. And we're going to watch that here. We've got something out here. We can see that. And but notice all the rain up here in Oregon. So Oregon gets the rain, California doesn't. How much better evidence do we need? The chemtrails stop the rain. And that's what we're seeing all through California. Let's go take a look next at the MODIS Today map. This is the California coast. We have Point Conception right here. This is Lompoc and Vandenberg Air Force Base right here on this point. We have a spliced together map. The chemtrails are really visible out here. We can see all this chemtrail haze and lines running all over the place out here near Big Sur, all along here. They've stopped the rain again today. Now here we have some natural clouds. We can see that brilliant white. And then we have this gray stuff. This gray crap here is all the chemtrail mix that's been sprayed over this entire area of natural clouds that have moved in, and moved on shore into California. All right, now here's the Colorado River, which moves right down to the Gulf of California. Okay, we've frozen up map here. We'll come back to that. Okay, let's look at Alaska while that map is getting its act together. We can see the right angles forming on this these two systems that are back to back. We've got a right angle forming right there. We go back to the big map right here. We can see where that right angle is forming. Right here on this core, and also right there. All right. So we can see what's happening in Alaska. There's a lot of rain. Looks like they're getting a lot of rain up in Alaska. We'll go back to that Doppler map and see if we can take a look at that up close. We can see that some parts of Alaska are getting some rain. Anchorage is up here. Not much happening up there, but most of it's out here on the Aleutian Island chain, where those storms are moving through. All right, let's try that MODIS map one more time and see if we can. Here we go. Okay, so we have the Colorado River here. We've got all the chemtrails that are sprayed all through the desert areas. We can see these lines running all over the place. Very heavy spraying. They've spliced two maps together, as I've mentioned, so we don't really see the very heavy spraying. You can see the lines end right here where that splice is. But it was very, very heavy today, and that stopped the rain. So we have a drought in this area of California. Southern California is in the grips of a very severe drought, and the reason is because these terrorists that are controlling our weather have engineered this. And these planes that are spraying, I asked the EPA, what do you guys do all day long? What are you people doing? What are you doing all day? Look at this. Coal fly ash. This is what they're spraying. All right. Okay, so that's the report. A lot of chemtrail spraying. We're going to see the same thing happen tomorrow. We've got more moisture moving in, and then we have this frontal system right here. So it's not clear yet if they're going to install. It looks like something's being installed right here. Everything's getting dark right here. That means they're installing high pressure, and that may block this frontal system, which will just move right up and around. They've got a transmitter right here, which is moving everything around like a pulley back down into Canada, into looks like British Columbia, I guess it is right there. Okay, so that is the report. We'll leave it right here, and I'll just leave it right there. So Oregon's getting the rain and California is not. All right, that's it.